Alright, so this guy built one of the biggest skateboarding YouTube channels from nothing, and now everyone hates him. His name is
Aaron Kyro.
He's a
Sponsored skateboarder from the San Francisco Bay Area.
He was a struggling skater living paycheck to paycheck, but in 2005, he decided to post his clips on YouTube, which wasn't very popular in the skate scene at the time. Putting your clips on YouTube was like taking your career, putting it in a flammable area, setting it on fire, and spitting on the ashes. Or at least that's what he said. I don't know. I was pretty young back then, and more into BMX. But the video went viral. It had like 50,000 views after a week, which isn't really that crazy today, but it was 2005, the literal year that YouTube was founded. So, you know, it was pretty great. Also, the video,
she's really good.
like even in 2024, where skateboarding has evolved to insane levels, it holds up. Anyways, he didn't really do much with the channel until 5 years later in 2010, when he started posting a lot after he found out YouTube was paying creators. Then he started posting a lot of tutorials and like really slow motion tricks, followed by a paid tutorial video called Skateboarding Made Simple, which is just a video where you can get exclusive and amazing methods and knowledge about how to do tricks. My mom got it for me when I was like 12, and I was so hyped. And yes, I did look like that when I was 12. Let's not talk about it. I don't really remember if the video helped. I don't think it did that much at all.
Alright guys, I hurt myself.
But the main criticism with Skateboarding Made Simple is that they advertise it to their mostly kid audience and make them think like they need this video to be able to learn tricks that they can't do, when they can just look up the same shit on YouTube, such as the literal YouTube tutorials that he posts all the time. But the channel was growing a lot, especially after Aaron started uploading daily in 2014. And that's like kind of around the time where Braille started to shift. Braille did have a lot of growth from doing like tutorials and showing people how to skate, but I think a lot of it came from like the family of skaters that they had in almost every video. It was just a group of friends skating and having fun and doing random ass shit, like the weird boards they would ride for videos. Bed of nails board, an iPad board, Lego board, big ass TV board, big ass door board, and most famously, a glass skateboard. You get the point. It's basically shock value content. Hardcore skaters weren't really rocking with Braille like that because they found them like cringe and weird, and I don't know. Actually, my friends clown me for having a Braille board, and now it shamefully sits in my closet. Braille started to become a real company over the years though. There were employees, merch, skateboards, a warehouse skate park, or the Braille house, and millions of subscribers, etc. Everything was great. He was known as the guy who came from nothing, built a brand, and helped people of all ages learn how to skate.
Until
Aaron is a Scientologist. We'll get back to that momentarily. He was always the face of Braille, but Gabe Cruz, who was a fan that started working with Braille, eventually started handling everything for the company. Literally.
So I basically handle everything you can possibly imagine. So I plan the videos, I do not edit them, but I am the boss of all the editors. I film the videos, I upload the videos, I do the thumbnails, I do the descriptions, I do the scheduling, I invite the guests, I schedule the guests, I coordinate Aaron and make sure he knows everything he has to do, all of the brand coordination, but mainly all the YouTube side of things is I'm the handler of.
There was a period of 3.5 years where Aaron wasn't running the channel like whatsoever. This has to do with Aaron's commitment to Scientology, which basically is this weird religion thing that revolves around this author called L. Ron Hubbard. That would be a terrible name to have nowadays.
L. Ron, bro. He's such an L. Chad. Is he an L or is he a W?
I pretty much have no idea what they do, but Google says they believe each human has a reactive mind that responds to life's traumas, clouding the analytic mind and keeping us from experiencing reality. Okay.
And I guess they believe that all humans have like superhuman abilities that are suppressed by society or whatever, and they can bring that out.
Basically, they believe a lot of weird shit, and you have to constantly give them a lot of money, because why wouldn't you? Also, apparently there's like ranks in Scientology and different tiers that you kind of have to pay for to get higher up. I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you give a lot of money, you're higher up. Do you think broke Scientologists are mad because the shit's like pay to win? To actually understand what Scientology is, I decided to read one of L. Ron's books, What is Scientology? And I just gotta say that I lied. Why the fuck would I do that? I feel like if I tried to read a Scientology book, a hand would reach through a page and like take my wallet or some shit. So Aaron is the executive director of the Church of Scientology in San Francisco.
L. Ron, bro.
Also, apparently he's been in Scientology for 2 decades and met his wife in a Scientology class, which is crazy. crazy. I never knew that until recently.
My name is Aaron. I'm a skateboarder, and I'm also a Scientologist.
He went on Lamont Holt's podcast and talked a little bit about it.
So when I came here, I was really, really shy, very shy. I could not communicate. And I did a communications course, and it totally helped me communicate. It helped me a lot. And from that point forward, I just had this ability to communicate. It helped me a lot. Like, so I'm not going to say, oh, well, that didn't work for me. Or, oh, somebody said something bad about that, so I'm just going to stop. Like, no way. Like, that really helped me. So I did that course, and it really did change my life.
Cool. In what ways besides that?
It was really that.
Oh, okay.
Like, it broke me out of my shell, and then I was able to communicate. And now I built an entire career on communicating.
Then he talked about what Scientology is and how much you have to pay.
What do you have to do?
You just do courses.
Just courses all the time?
Yeah. You don't even have to do them all the time. You could literally read a book. You could go to the library and rent a book for free and read the book.
Okay.
Or you could go in and do a course, and you just do a course. So it's very different. It's not like a Sunday, like, oh, we're going to church on Sunday. It's you go in, you do a course, you learn a life skill, and then you use it in your life.
You have to pass a test.
No test. The courses cost a fee. So the communication course that I did was $100.
Oh.
And the books are like range from $25 to like $30.
Bitch, that's just worse college. What are you talking about? There's no shot that Scientology is just taking cheap courses. I did rigorous research, and I saw many articles that said Scientology is expensive as fuck.
And they rope you in by trying to make it seem like it's cheap at the beginning, and then the further you get, the more expensive it becomes.
Basically, he was capping to make himself and Scientology look better, which I think is also a part of the gig. So one day I was on Instagram and I saw a post from Nigel Jones, who was a member of the Braille team for years, and I always liked him. The post was about the Braille house getting dismantled. This was before I knew anything, so I was like, I guess they're moving to a different place. But that was not the case. That was a bar.
Not even no goodbye session, no nothing. We get nothing. We get nothing. 10 years of your life.
Nigel also made a 16-minute video about everything, and he said that Aaron lied to him about when the Braille house was being destroyed.
Aaron, who typically doesn't call me or talk to me that often, called me while I was at a wedding over the weekend and was like, hey man, so the last day for the warehouse is going to be July 5th. So I was like, okay, well, that gives me exactly a week with the warehouse before it starts getting demolished. Come to find out, that wasn't true at all. As soon as I got off the phone, I messaged Derek, and Derek sent me a picture of the warehouse, and it was already ripped up.
So apparently he gave over $1 million to his cult and couldn't keep up with the rent on the Braille house, which was like $12,000 a month. You know how many years of rent you could have paid with that money? And he didn't tell important people on his team who were helping him grow the brand and be so successful and make so much money, even when he was absent for 3 years. He actually did the opposite of that. He blocked them, and for no reason. He made an apology video. I don't even know if you can call it that, like on some ukulele shit. He made excuses and didn't really talk about what people were actually mad at him for.
You guys must know that I did everything I could to save the Braille house. I literally took out a loan on my house. It was a home equity line of credit, and I've just been paying the warehouse rent from that. But there is a point where that breaks and that no longer can work. And we've hit that point.
Who gives a fuck about the warehouse? We're talking about how you treated people who are supposed to be your friends and dedicated years of their life to your brand. And maybe if you didn't give $1 million to your cult,
you wouldn't have had to do all that shit.
He's like, oh my God, but I had to do all this. I tried. Like, no, you can't say that. If you gave all this money to Scientology instead of your company. Ricky Glazer, another former member of the Braille team that was blocked by Aaron, said this about the situation.
I know you're definitely wondering, why did this happen? Now, I can only give you my best guess because I don't have all the information. I only have the information from my point of view. So I'm going to give you my best assessment of what I think is happening from my point of view. In Scientology, man, we're really getting into it. In Scientology, there's this thing, from what I understand, called the disconnection policy. And basically what that says is when someone in your life has shown that they are against Scientology, that you and other Scientologists need to completely cut this person out of your life and shun them and never talk to them ever again.
Not surprising, but that's some weird ass shit. Yes, you did help me with my company that makes me hundreds of thousands of dollars, that I use to rank up in my cult like it's a video game. But
They said I can't talk to you anymore.
Ricky also talked about how Aaron was lying in comment sections.
This one on Instagram, the guy says, what happened to the Braille house and the skaters was pretty unethical. It was extremely cowardly not to tell the skaters who you pay. And now you have this chick, referring to Chloe, who was in this reel, on here because no one is messing with you. Wonder why. And then Braille responds, everyone on the team was called and told. Then they follow up and say, definitely not what they have been saying, like Nigel and Ricky. Then they respond, yes, Ricky stopped filming with us a little while ago, but Nigel was actively doing skate lessons, blah, 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 blah. I was like, a little while ago? We just come back from the trip where Aaron broke his foot and had surgery and all that. Like, a little while ago. That was so recent and like nothing had changed. I was like, that's kind of weird. Then there's this other one. It goes, why didn't you tell the other skaters this was happening? And then Braille goes, I told all the ones that worked for me and some that didn't. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet, but also Braille did a lot for these guys. Think about it. Wondering face. I was like, what? That's such a weird thing to say.
Braille did a lot for these guys. That is insane to say after taking a 3.5-year hiatus. Like, these guys did a lot for Braille. What are you talking about? If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have had content for 3.5 years. Like, okay. Aaron is trying to act all nice and like he made a little oopsie, but people are not having it. At the time of filming, he has comments limited on Braille's main Instagram, but he hasn't filtered anything on YouTube, so almost every comment is about the situation. He's continuing to post every day on Instagram. It's just boring ass reaction clips, and he's posting every other day on Braille's main channel. Also boring ass shit. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. So thank you for watching. The like and subscribe button and whatever. And yeah, bye. Oh my fucking god, I'm fucking done.